They say you can hear Tom Hardy's farm before you see it. The low rumble of his motorbike cutting through the quiet Surrey hills. Past the old oak gates lies his hidden world, a countryside estate where wildness meets refinement, where England's toughest actor raises animals, restores vintage bikes, and lives on his own terms. Today, we're stepping inside that world, his home, his possessions, and the untamed life behind the legend. Tom Hardy's story begins not in the glitter of Hollywood, but in the restless pulse of London's suburbs. Born Edward Thomas Hardy in 1977, he grew up in East Sheen, an only child of a novelist father and an artist mother. From a young age, he lived between two worlds, the chaos of his imagination and the discipline his parents tried to instill. School was never where he truly belonged. The stage was. At the Drama Centre, London, he trained like a soldier of emotion, learning not just to perform, but to bleed truth into every line. His first taste of fame came unexpectedly, not from acting, but from modeling. Winning Find Me a Supermodel on The Big Breakfast in 1998, he briefly lived the glossy life. But Hardy wasn't built for that world. Within a few years, he was on set for Band of Brothers, 2001, standing shoulder to shoulder with future stars, uncertain yet quietly ferocious. Then came Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down, his film debut. A few lines, a few frames, but something about him lingered. Even then, there was a darkness in his eyes that the camera couldn't turn away from. That darkness, however, almost consumed him. After Star Trek Nemesis, 2002, Hardy's fame grew, but so did his addictions. Alcohol, cocaine, self-doubt. They were his companions through the early 2000s. "I was out of control," he once admitted. For a time, he vanished, not from the industry, but from himself. The comeback began in silence. In 2003, on stage in Arabia, We'd All Be Kings, he burned with raw energy so powerful that critics couldn't look away. He won the Evening Standard Theatre Award for Outstanding Newcomer, a small victory, but a crucial one. Then came Stewart, A Life Backwards, 2007, where Hardy's portrayal of a homeless addict wasn't just acting, it was confession. The industry saw him differently. He had stared into the abyss and returned with fire in his hands. That fire exploded in Bronson, 2008. Transforming himself into Britain's most violent prisoner, Hardy gained over 40 pounds and captured madness with operatic precision. He met Charles Bronson in person, studied his movements, and somehow made brutality poetic. It was shocking, mesmerizing, and it made him a legend. Hollywood took notice. From there, the climb was unstoppable. Inception, 2010, made him a global name. The witty forger Eames became everyone's favorite wildcard. The same year, he won the British Academy of Film and Television Arts Rising Star Award, but Hardy was just getting started. Warrior, 2011, revealed his physical and emotional discipline, training as a fighter who carries the weight of family and regret. The Dark Knight Rises, 2012, turned him into Bane, the masked monster who broke Batman. Yet beneath the villainy was intellect, purpose, pain. Each role seemed to peel another layer off the man himself. In Mad Max, Fury Road, 2015, he barely spoke, yet his presence filled every frame. In Legend, 2015, he played both Cray twins, dancing between charm and psychosis like two sides of the same mirror. And in The Revenant, 2015, opposite Leonardo DiCaprio, he gave one of the finest performances of his career, savage, unrelenting, unforgettable, earning his first Academy Award nomination. But Hardy never became the typical Hollywood hero. Between blockbusters, he returned to the shadows, producing Taboo, 2017, with his father, Edward Chips Hardy, and longtime collaborator Stephen Knight. It was his soul on screen, dark, defiant, deeply personal. Then came Dunkirk, where he played a pilot with almost no dialogue. Yet his eyes told an entire story of courage and quiet sacrifice. When Venom, 2018, arrived, the world saw a different Hardy. Playful, unpredictable, merging chaos with comedy. The film became a box office phenomenon, earning hundreds of millions. He repeated that success with the sequel and became the rare British actor who could dominate both art house cinema and the global blockbuster machine. By the early 2020s, Hardy had transformed from a troubled actor into one of the most respected figures in modern film. Collaborating again with Stephen Knight for The Dirty War, 2023, and leading Havoc, 2025, he continued to explore roles that challenge morality, loyalty, and the fragile line between man and beast. Each project carried his signature intensity, as if every scene was a battle for his own soul. Today, the boy from East Sheen stands as one of Britain's toughest, most complex exports. His career has built him not only a fortune, but a life that reflects his contradictions. Rugged yet refined, solitary yet deeply human. And somewhere in the quiet countryside of Surrey, surrounded by fields and stillness, Tom Hardy has finally found what every warrior seeks after the storm: peace. Country farm in Surrey. Tucked deep in the rolling countryside of Surrey, about an hour from London, stands Tom Hardy's 17th century farmhouse, a retreat that feels like a step out of time. The estate sprawls across roughly 12 acres of private land, bordered by ancient woodlands and whispering fields. To Hardy, it's simply home, a place where the chaos of fame dissolves into the quiet rhythm of the English countryside. The journey begins at the tall wrought iron gates, ornate, weathered, and dignified, that swing open onto a long gravel driveway. It curves through manicured lawns and scattered trees, leading to the farmhouse's herringbone brick facade. Timber beams crisscross the exterior, the marks of its 17th century bones still proudly visible beneath soft ivy. As you approach, you can almost smell the faint wood smoke drifting from the chimney, a sign that the actor is likely inside, boots by the door, dogs sleeping near the fire. The entrance hall is wide and warm, with stone floors smoothed by centuries of footsteps. A great oak door closes softly behind you, and the scent of beeswax and old timber fills the air. The living room opens to the left, a triple-aspect space once used as a billiards hall, now reimagined as a cozy retreat. Sunlight filters through leaded glass windows, dancing across the exposed beams and worn leather armchairs. Every detail feels deliberate, yet unpretentious. A stack of scripts on the coffee table, framed photographs of Hardy's family, and a record player resting quietly in the corner. Moving deeper into the house, you find the heart of the home, the wood-paneled dining hall. Here, history hums. Carved oak walls catch the golden glow of firelight, and the grand stone fireplace commands the room like a stage. The lead-light windows frame views of the gardens beyond, while the long dining table, scarred by years of meals and laughter, stands ready for another late-night gathering of friends. Beyond lies the farmhouse kitchen, a room alive with texture and comfort. Cream cabinets contrast with flagstone floors. Copper pots hang above an old AGA range cooker that's always on, radiating gentle heat. A breakfast nook overlooks the rear garden, where Hardy often sits with his morning tea, dogs padding at his feet, the mist still rising over the fields. Adjoining rooms, a pantry, laundry, and snug, preserve the rhythm of traditional country life, each one practical, earthy, and inviting. Upstairs, the farmhouse divides into two wings connected by wooden staircases. 8 bedrooms fill the upper floors, each with its own character. Hardy's master suite looks out over the lake, a tranquil view of willows dipping into the water. The room itself is simple and grounded. Linen drapes, oak beams, and a reading chair beside the window. Other rooms host guests and family, decorated in soft, neutral tones, letting the natural light and craftsmanship speak for themselves. 4 bathrooms, clad in stone and marble, complete the home's balance of rustic charm and quiet luxury. Step outside, and the land opens like a living film set. The gardens are sculpted yet untamed. Manicured hedges meet wildflower edges, and ancient trees stand sentinel over the lawns. A paved terrace beside the tennis court serves as the perfect spot for alfresco dinners, complete with a covered barbecue area. Nearby, a greenhouse bursts with herbs and vegetables, while outbuildings host workshops, a home office, and even a restored granary that once stored grain but now serves as a writer's studio. At the edge of the property lies Hardy's favorite escape, the leisure area. A pristine outdoor swimming pool glints under the summer sun, bordered by stone paving and a small pergola draped in vines. Beyond it sits a rarity, one of Britain's earliest indoor squash courts, still preserved with its original timber and mezzanine viewing gallery. Here, Hardy trains, sweats, and resets, his private arena away from the world's gaze. As the sun sets over the Surrey hills, the farmhouse glows softly from within, windows lit like lanterns in the dusk. You can almost picture Hardy stepping out onto the porch, dogs circling his feet, the last rays catching the outline of the ancient beams. In that moment, his country farm is not a luxury. It's a refuge, a quiet anchor for a life lived between intensity and peace. From the tranquility of the countryside to the roar of the engine on the street, each car represents a part of him: power, freedom, and a little rebellion. Let's explore the cars he owns. Car collection. The first car in Tom Hardy's garage is the Audi R8 Spider 510, a machine that feels less like transportation and more like a pulse. It is raw, loud, and alive, the kind of car that demands both respect and instinct. Hardy was drawn to it during the filming of Venom, a period when his life was split between Hollywood sets and long, silent drives home through London's streets after midnight. When he first took it for a run along the Surrey hills, the roof folded back, and the engine's roar echoed off the stone walls, a sound that felt almost cinematic. With a value of around $165,000, the R8 Spider is his way of showing power: stylish, confident, and free. The quieter version is the Audi RS6 Avant, a car that looks like a family car but drives like a beast. It's Hardy's choice for everyday life, picking up the kids from school, going to the grocery store, or driving into the country, a contrast he particularly enjoys. He once drove it on a cold winter morning in rural Surrey, his dogs in the back, music playing low, and fog drifting across the fields. That day wasn't about speed, but about control. The precise weight, grip, and feedback made the RS6 read his every move. Now worth about $125,000, the car is the perfect image of Hardy's balance: brutal power held within a calm framework. Each car in Tom Hardy's collection reflects the man behind the roles: fierce yet measured, wild yet deeply grounded. From cars to property, Hardy's wealth mirrors his character, earned through grit, precision, and a life driven by purpose. Income and net worth. Tom Hardy's financial story reads like one of his characters: intense, deliberate, and layered. The turning point came with Venom, The Last Dance, where he earned a staggering $20 million, his highest salary to date, making him one of the top 10 highest-paid actors in the world that year. It was more than just a paycheck. It was a statement of ownership. Hardy didn't just play the lead. He co-wrote and produced the film, turning his most famous character into a franchise he controlled. That deal marked a shift in his career from performer to power player, a man who could shape his own stories and collect the rewards on both sides of the camera. Before Venom, Hardy's income had already built a steady climb through roles that blended critical acclaim with box office pull. He earned around $7 million for the first Venom in 2018, a leap from his earlier paydays in Mad Max, Fury Road, The Dark Knight Rises, and The Revenant, where his salaries reportedly ranged from $2 million to $5 million depending on back-end deals. What set him apart wasn't just his performance, it was his discipline. Hardy became known in Hollywood for disappearing into roles, taking physical transformations that became part of his brand, and that brand, in turn, became leverage. Each role he took added to his value, not only on screen, but as a trusted collaborator for directors like Christopher Nolan and George Miller. Outside acting, Hardy built a quieter stream of income through producing and writing. His fingerprints are on projects like Taboo, a gritty period drama he co-created and starred in, which expanded his financial portfolio beyond acting. As a producer, he earns profit shares and residuals that continue long after filming ends. He also holds small investments in local ventures near Surrey, preferring tangible assets over flashy businesses. It's not about empire building for Hardy, it's about control of his image, his art, and his stability. By 2025, his net worth is estimated at around $55 million, though some reports place it closer to $40 million. The number, however, is less important than what it represents: a career built on intensity and independence. From his early days in Black Hawk Down and Bronson to commanding blockbuster franchises, every role has been a calculated risk that paid off. His wealth mirrors that, not born from excess, but from consistency and creative ownership. In addition to his impressive fortune, Tom Hardy is also known for his philanthropy. He devotes a lot of time and resources to charity activities, quietly supporting the less fortunate with the same dedication and humility as his off-screen life. Philanthropy. Tom Hardy's journey in giving began in 2012, when he and Charlotte Riley attended the 25th anniversary of Bowel Cancer UK at 10 Downing Street. Listening to families who had lost loved ones to late diagnosis, Hardy quietly decided to act. Soon after, he became a patron for the charity, joining campaigns like Decembeard and the BGC Charity Day, where the event raised around $116 million for multiple causes, including bowel cancer awareness. That same compassion led him to support the Cambridge-based homelessness charity FLAC, which was about to close its doors. Hardy stepped in, urging people to donate just £2 each. Within weeks, the campaign raised over £45,000, keeping the organization alive and giving its writers, many formerly homeless, a chance to rebuild their lives. Later, he became head ambassador for Reorg Jiu-Jitsu Foundation, helping veterans and first responders recover from trauma through martial arts. The cause was deeply personal. Hardy saw discipline and healing in jiu-jitsu, the same focus that helped him rebuild his own life. Through Reorg, he's helped raise hundreds of thousands of dollars and given thousands of veterans new strength and community. Tom Hardy's philanthropy is quiet but powerful, driven not by cameras or applause, but by a genuine desire to heal, to help, and to give others the same second chance he once found for himself. As the charity work and the glittering lights of Hollywood fade, Tom Hardy returns to his simple life, where joy lies in the little things: family, nature, and the tranquility of the countryside. Personal life. These days, Tom Hardy lives far from the noise of Hollywood, in a quiet corner of the English countryside with his wife, actress Charlotte Riley, and their 2 young children. Their farmhouse, surrounded by rolling fields and old oak trees, has become his sanctuary, a place where mornings start not with cameras or scripts, but with coffee on the porch, dogs at his feet, and laughter echoing from the garden. Family comes first now. Hardy is often spotted doing the school run or shopping at local markets in Surrey, dressed simply in boots and a cap, blending in with the locals. Those who meet him describe him as polite and grounded, but his eyes light up when he talks about his kids, his proudest role yet. He and Charlotte keep their relationship private, But friends say they're a strong, creative pair who share a deep sense of calm away from the spotlight. His daily rhythm is a mix of discipline and stillness. Hardy trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu several mornings a week, a practice that keeps him centered and humble. He's respected in the sport not for fame, but for his quiet dedication. When not training, he's walking his dogs through the countryside or tinkering with his motorbikes in the barn, losing himself in the peace of mechanical simplicity. He rarely travels far now, choosing projects close to home. Locals have seen him at charity events and on film sets across southern England, slipping in quietly, working efficiently, and heading home before sunset. Acting now fits around his life, not the other way around. Away from the spotlight, Tom Hardy has found something rarer than fame: peace. No red carpets, no noise, just a man, his family, a cup of morning coffee, and the open fields of Surrey. If Tom Hardy's quiet life inspires you, please like, subscribe, and comment below. What part of his story speaks to you most?